Hello children. Now we shall do the comprehension questions of the first poem of our book, How Beautiful is the Rain. The first question is complete the following sentences using words from the poem. So let's see how well we have understood the poem. Okay, the first one. The rain is welcomed because it comes after a long spell of what? In the poem we read, it comes after a long spell of heat and dust. So the answer is heat and dust. Now the second question. It rains in all the dash and the dash. Okay. In the third and fourth line we read, in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane. So the answer to this is, it rains in all the broad streets and the narrow lanes. Now, the third question, the sound that the rain makes on the roof is compared with the sound of dash. Children, we learned in the second stanza that the sound of water falling on the roof is like the tramp of hoofs. So, the answer over here is sound of hoofs. The next sentence, the rain dash and pours across the dash. Children, in the third stanza we read, across the window pane it pours and it pours, right? So, what will be the answer? The rain pours and pours across the window panes. The last sentence, during the rainy season, even gutters seem like dash. Children, we read in the second last sentence, like a river down the gutter roars. So the gutter roars like what? Like a roaring river. So the answer is roaring river. Now we shall move on to the next question, that is question answers. Okay. The first one, why does the rain seem beautiful to the poet? Okay. Why does the poet feel it to be beautiful? Because when rain comes, it settles down all the dust and it cools the heat. Okay, it gives us a respite from the heat. And above all, when does it rain come? It comes after a long spell of scorching summer. Okay, so the answer is, the rain seems beautiful to the poet because it comes after a scorching summer and it settles down the dust in the air and cools the heat. Now we shall move on to the next section, which is a literary appreciation. Literary appreciation means in this we look for the beauty of the literature. All right. Okay. So the first question here is, find 5 pairs of rhyming words from the poem. Now, children, what are rhyming words? Rhyming words are the words that, that sound similar, right? The last syllable of that word will sound similar, like hot and pot, right? So the last syllable is ot, or in hot it is ot, in pot also it is ot, right? So last syllable they sound similar, so that is why they will be called as the rhyming words. So in this poem we have to look for the rhyming words. Now, how can we find the rhyming words? We can see we can find the rhyming words always in the end of each line. See, if you can see here in the poem, I have underlined few words, right? Can you see this in the second line, heat, and in the third line, street. Heat and street, they end with the syllable t, right? So they are the rhyming words. That is the first pair of rhyming word. The second one, in the second stanza, you can see roofs and hoofs. They both end with the same syllable. So they are the second pair of rhyming words, roofs and hoofs. Now let's look for more. In the second stanza again, the third line of second stanza, struggles out and overflowing spout. Does it not sound similar? Out and spout. So out and spout is a pair of rhyming word. Now moving on to the third stanza. Here pours and the second last line, roars. Can you see that? Pours and roars. They sound similar, so they are again a pair of rhyming words. And again in the third stanza, we have wide and tide. है ना? This also end with the similar sounding syllable, so they are the rhyming words. Wide and tide are the next pair of rhyming words. I hope it's clear for you, children. Now moving on to the third question. Words like boom, bang, splash are called the sound words that mimic the sound that they describe. Find such words from the poem. Now children, these kind of sound words, they are called as the onomatopoeia. Alright. Now these words, they don't have any literal meaning. They just mimic the sound that is produced while describing something. Like for example, splash, the water splashed, so it gives us the imagination of water being spilled. All right, so in the from the poem we have to look for such sound words. In the second stanza we can read how it clatters along the roof. So here clatter is one sound word. And next word is tramp, tramp of hooves. So tramp is the next word. And here how it gushes, it literally it tells you that water is passing on with a very large force, right? So gushes is the next sound word. Next is the roars, gutter roars, how the river down the gutter roars. So here again, roar is a sound word. Like we say, the lion roars. The boy was roaring like a lion, right? So roar again is a sound word. So that's it, children. I hope you all enjoyed the poem very much, and happy learning.